What's up, everyone? I'm Rick Knight. Welcome back to another video here at The Bad Philosopher. Okay, so the DNC will not allow Fox to host their debates this election cycle. They're saying it's because of their influence with Trump, that they will no longer have the Democratic National Convention debates on Fox News. They're saying it's not fair. It won't be, whatever. It won't be fair to the Democrats. I don't understand how that can possibly be when it is a Democratic, debate. There'll be no Republicans there debating. The only thing that Fox would be able to do would be to ask them questions. Maybe they're afraid of hard questions being asked. Maybe. None of these would be loaded questions. None of the candidates will have any prior knowledge to these questions. And they might get hit with a hard question, and I think that's what the Democrats are afraid of. They cannot rig this game, at least not that one debate with Fox, so they won't allow it. This really shows you exactly who they are and the type of people they are, and the type of games that they play. They don't want, they really don't want this fairness, inequality, or anything like that. In colleges, we have an issue with conservatives being shut down, with students being bullied, with the universities not allowing conservatives to come to their campus to speak, and we see it through social media, people getting banned. Now here's the Democrats once again just further shutting down, any forms of free speech or any form of inclusion, with anyone from, the opposite political ideology, of themselves. So, I don't see what the big deal is. You have a debate, there's going to be questions asked, but, obviously they know that Fox is going to ask them tough questions. They know that it's not going to be a softball game. They know that, they won't be able to get any prior information to any questions that are going to be asked like they can with CNN and MSNBC and all the rest of the news media outlets that will host the debates. So, it's just more proof. It's really nothing to be surprised about. This is how they are. So now I was watching CNN and Chris Bozo had Tom Perez on, who's the chair of the DNC, trying to explain and rationalize exactly why they won't have it on Fox, and they skip past, every logical explanation other than the ones that we just hate conservatives and Republicans, period, and we hate Trump, period, and, they might actually want to have a debate and ask questions that the American people would want to see answered by the Democratic candidates. And that's why we won't have the debate there. Like, that was the real answer. That's what he was supposed to say. Chris Bozo was sitting there, and he had the ashes on his head because it was Ash Wednesday. And I'm just looking, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, is this guy pretending to be a Catholic? Is he pretending to actually hold a serious belief? Is he really going to sit there and pretend that, religion is something to him and that it's meaningful in any way, shape, or form? Now, I'm not a religious person at all. I'm an atheist. I just, religion is just not my thing. I don't hold any beliefs. So it's fine, whatever you want to believe. I just don't care. But, let's not pretend to be a person of God and then, like, you're all with, your brother who, his brother who's our governor here in the state of New York, Andrew Bozo, who, signed a bill to allow late-term abortions, right? Late-term abortions. So a woman at, 9 months pregnant, her and the doctor could decide that they're having some kind of difficulty and an abortion is an option, and then they could just rip the baby out of her at 9 months, because that's real Catholic. That's real Catholicism right there, which, by the way, it actually isn't. And the Catholics, they're not for that at all. But, Chris Bozo sitting there with the cross on his head showing everyone that, he's a person of God. No, you're not. You're not. This is just nonsense and tacky. But whatever. To each their own, I guess, right? But, still, in all, why don't you have the debate? Why don't you host it on Fox? Why don't you, why don't you try to find some unity between us instead of looking to separate us, instead of looking to divide us, and then accusing Trump and his supporters and Fox and everyone else of dividing us? Why don't you try to find a way to bridge the gap between the two political ideologies instead of looking for a way to separate us, and then claim that we're the ones that are being, that dividing us up. Well, we're not. We're willing to have a debate. Fox, will host a debate to give the Democrats an opportunity to show us what they're made of, to show us what they stand for, to show us who they are, to show us why should we vote for you. How could you persuade us to join your cause, to join your party, to consider you as a serious candidate? Show us what you're made of. But no, they won't do that because the game cannot be rigged if they host it on Fox. So, I mean, this is just more nonsense from the Democrats. Once again, I mean, it's never, they just never come up with any good ideas. They never come up with any plans that, that can work. Everything they do is just to work against us in every way, shape, or form. Now they don't want Fox involved in the debate. They're not going to, now they're going to, they're going to want to, stick to their own, keep it to their own. Luckily we can still talk about it. Luckily we can still write about it. Luckily we can still make videos about it. They can't really get too far away from us, although they're going to try. I'm pretty sure they'll try a little harder now during this debates coming up. A lot of other countries, they tend to shut off various forms of communication through social media during election times because they say that it actually, it sways voters and stuff. There was an African country, I can't remember which country it was. I was reading about it the other day. My brain is fried. But they're actually, the citizens are up in arms because the government is shutting down all forms of communication through social media during the election time because they're saying that it sways voters one way or another. You get, misinformation and you get propaganda and you get all that stuff kicking in. The whole free speech, which you can easily just call anything a hate speech. You can say anything's propaganda. You can say anything is misinformation. You can call all of us a Russian bot, recently, actually this morning, I just got booted out of another Facebook group that I was in, political talk, and, they're all a bunch of lefty socialists on there, and all they did was keep calling me a Russian bot and all that, stuff like that, and, say that I'm a foreign operative, and that, I'm just there to use propaganda and all kinds of nonsense, and then, of course, tempers flare and words get thrown at each other, and then I got booted off. I get booted off all these groups, but I'm just, my point in that is, what is the Democrats waiting for to do that? Like, that's the next step. They might as well just, shut down social media during the election cycle. This way they can truly prevent us from communicating with each other, prevent us from watching the debate, seeing how shitty the candidates are, and then going on social media. See, once the video is aired, once the debate is over, it's over. So what do? We record it. People record it, and then they upload it to the internet. It ends up, on YouTube. It ends up on social media. So if one of the candidates make a fool out of themselves, which I'm pretty sure they're all going to do anyway, plus they're all going to, viciously, verbally attack each other, during this debate, because they want to win that job, right? So they're going to try to knock down, their fellow applicants. We're going to get to see this. It's going to get uploaded. We're going to watch it, and then we're going to share it. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about it, and we're going to say, you see, this is Kamala Harris. This is Elizabeth Warren. This is Socialist Sanders. These are the people you're voting for. Look at the nonsense coming out of their mouth, and they don't want that. So I'm pretty sure that they should be taking this step towards shutting down social media and not letting us, really communicate during the election cycle, because they're afraid that, we're all a bunch of Russian bots that are going to use misinformation and propaganda to ruin the Democrats from becoming, from putting a president in office. I don't know what they're afraid of. They've had, they had their Lord and Savior Obama for 8 years. They have the House, It's always been a back and forth thing with Democrat and Republican. It's not like it's been Republican every year or Democrat every year. It's always been a back and forth where one side has the upper and lower house, has Congress, and then it flips back and forth where maybe one person gets the Senate, the other person gets the House, and then a new president. It's always been a back and forth thing. It's no big deal, but they can't have it that way. They need a one-sided rigged game at all times because they're socialists, and that's exactly what they do. So, I'm just throwing that out there about my opinions on the matter on what's going on with the Democrats, that they won't allow Fox to host the campaign. Won't let them host one debate that Fox typically does. So whatever, no sweat off our backs. Fox will definitely cover the president, and they'll definitely cover. See, I mean, this is the thing. You're gonna isolate. You're gonna isolate Fox like that from the election cycle, from the election process, right? What do you think is gonna happen? You think Fox is gonna really? Well, you don't think they're gonna want to retaliate? You don't think they're gonna want to, report bad stuff about you? You don't think they're gonna want to, run their own type of smear, campaign against you? Of course they're gonna. Like, you insulted them. What do you think this is? I mean, why do you think that the journalists are going so hard at President Trump? He insulted them. Not only is he a Republican, not only is he completely outside the box as far as a presidential candidate, but he also insulted the media and journalism and journalists. So why do you think they're coming at him so hard, that they're offended, they're insulted by him, and now they'll do anything they possibly can to take shots at him, right? Because they hate him. So by isolating Fox from your debate, what is the DNC hoping to accomplish? Like, you just want to make them further an enemy of yours? You just want them to go harder at you? You just want them to really start digging stuff up about you and really putting it out there and really trying to make you look bad? Like, it's silly nonsense. It really is. So, all right, that's all I got. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know how you feel about it. Like, comment, share, hit the bell, and subscribe, of course. And I will see you guys on the next video.